Well, hello and welcome. My name is Velma. You can connect with me at velmanolds.com. This is all about your leadership chat. What does that mean? You get to listen in on valuable insights from valuable leaders just like you. I want to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe so that you never miss another episode. And if this is of value to you, please share the nuggets that you're going to take away from all these great leaders.
Okay.
Please give a big welcome to my special guest and your valuable leader, Susan Sullivan. Susan, welcome to your leadership chat.
Thank you so much, Velma. It is so exciting to be here and
Yeah.
for you to take the time to interview me. This is awesome.
Oh, well, this is a chat. I hope you don't feel like you're on the interview circuit. Speak louder into the microphone, but it's really just a conversation, and folks are enjoying this, listeners and those that are watching it. I'm getting great feedback, and I thank you right up front for your time today to add value.
You're so welcome.
I am looking forward. Susan and I, for those that are listening in, Susan and I have been trying to make this thing happen, and it's only like 1 hour time difference. It's not like we're in, the other parts of the world. So I am just thrilled to have her here today with us for your leadership chat. Susan, let's kick things off. Tell the listeners a little bit about who you are and then what you do.
Okay, absolutely. I am Susan Sullivan. I started writing, oh my goodness, years and years ago. When you just sit down and you just write, your daily activities, the daily things that you do. It eventually becomes a book. But it started when I was so young at age 13.
Wow.
Yes, at age 13, I got the vision to be a cheerleader.
Okay.
So I to be a cheerleader. So I lost 160 pounds from age 13 to 16.
You go, girl. Oh, man.
But I saw the vision. I saw the vision of me being a cheerleader, and I was getting out of breath just walking to my class. And I knew if I stayed like I was, it was not going to happen.
Right, right.
So I got the vision. When I got the vision, that's when God put everything into place.
Yes.
And
Okay.
that's the way he works.
Mm-hmm.
So, and since then, I have started two companies, sold both of the companies. They were $1 million companies. I have advanced myself from ground floor up to area supervisor, mortgage originator supervisor. Everything I've done, because I always started, and then I saw where I wanted to go, and then I advanced myself up to that level.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. And so many people are stuck, and I've been there just like you. I've been stuck before, and until you can see the vision. And we were literally, a friend of mine, Rich, we were doing a webinar that we're giving back to people through these webinars. And on that webinar, the first one was all about crafting your leadership vision. And we had an hour, 60 minutes. It's just the scratching the surface of helping someone to see how you plan for what's that picture in the future that you want. And then you have to build that plan and take those steps. So I know we're going to talk about that here,
Yes.
because I'm excited to get into what you have, and I won't spoil the surprise. But today, so when we know a little bit about today, you have tell us a little bit about what you do today.
Okay, today I speak. Last week I spoke at 2 high schools, so
Right.
I spoke to seniors. So today I speak, I coach, I do workshops. I help people find their place,
Ooh,
because you got to find your place so you know where you're going. You got to be aware of who you are so you'll know where to advance to.
right. Oh my gosh, you could drop the mic, helping people find your place. That's beautiful, because
Yeah.
people aren't sure where they fit in. And this whole sense of belonging is something that's, near and dear to my heart. Okay. All right. So let's get into, you are who you are today because of several people, probably, that you could spend so much time speaking and sharing about. But what my first question is around, Susan, who in your life would you say is a valuable leader? That person that Susan would say, Velma, if it was not for this person, I would not be who I am today. Who's that person? And if it's more than one, we have a little grace there for you to share. But tell us who it is, and what impact did they do that you would say that they're valuable in your life?
Oh, wow, Velma. I would have to say the person that impacted me the most was my coach when I was 13 years old,
Okay.
because I went to him and I was too young to do the program. My parents did not have the money to pay for me to do the program.
Mhm.
And he told me, he says, "Why do you want to lose weight?" I said, "I want to be a cheerleader." So, he paid for everything. He paid for my food. He says, "As long as you show up and
Yeah.
as long as you're working the program,
Mhm.
I'm going to support you. I'm going to be here for you."
Yeah.
And so he did. He would cheer louder. I don't care if I was just, lost an ounce. He would
Mhm.
go crazy. So that was what I wanted to do for everyone else. So
Mm.
Herbie was his name, and I've tried to find Herbie. He gave me a little. I got a bowl full of little things, little pins. He gave me every time I would lose a pound. So you
Right.
can imagine how many I have. But he was huge, because if it wasn't for him cheering me on, helping me put together a plan, I would not be where I'm at today. And I honestly believe that.
Wow.
So, and then I have to say, I have two more.
Okay, no, but for this one,
Okay.
my big takeaway, and I know we get to that too, but my big
Okay.
takeaway is he was a cheerleader for you
He
as a
was.
valuable leader in your life. He was a cheerleader. He was cheering for you, and that's what you do now. You're cheering for others. But okay, so share the other
Okay. Okay.
two valuable
But
leaders,
see,
and
I wanted to be a cheerleader. I wanted to go out for
yes,
cheerleading and be a cheerleader. I did go out. I did not make it, but God had other plans for me. He
yeah,
wanted me to cheer other people on to what they want to accomplish. So
hmm,
the other two, and you don't have to really personally know anyone for them to
right.
be a mentor.
I agree, hands down, hands down.
Yes. So, I mean, you can know them through podcasts, through their
Hmm.
books, so
Yes.
many different ways. My pastor, Chris Hodges, which
Mhm.
is amazing.
Yes.
He is one of my mentors. I listen to all his podcasts. I've read all of his books. And then his mentor, which is John Maxwell,
Yes.
is amazing. So
Hmm.
those two right there, I just stay plugged in. I mean, every time they come on, every time they got a podcast, I mean, I get the notification, I'm there. I'm just hungry. I just want to learn, but because you cannot pour what you do not have.
Yeah. Or you can't pour from an empty cup.
Right.
That was something another speaker or guest that I had on reinforced. We know these things, but sometimes we need someone to come along and be the voice to
Mhm.
just reinforce it for us and to remind us. And
Right.
I love that. You can't give what you don't have.
That's
And
so true.
you have to fill your cup in order to then pour out to others. Well,
Mhm.
we share the John Maxwell relationship as well through the
Mhm.
program. I love John, and
Yes.
just a student of learning from him as well. And so many people can speak to that, and so many of the guests that have been on. Okay, so and I think the big impact that I hear you saying from Pastor Chris and John is that they're pouring in to help you become
Mm,
a better version of yourself. And that's
absolutely.
why you're just like, oh, that's true, that I can apply to my life. And that's what valuable leaders do.
Mhm.
They take you from where you are to where you want to go, and on that journey help you become better. So
Absolutely.
awesome, awesome. All right, now, Susan, this is a tough one for you
Okay.
because you've had more than one valuable leader and probably others. And, for the sake of time, we're sharing. But tell us, how are you paying it forward? Meaning, how is Susan adding value to the lives of others so that they can become valuable leaders too?
Oh, Velma, that's so good. I mean, I do. Now I'm a coach at my church.
All
So,
right.
I've been a coach for 2 years, and I have so many people that's under me but no, I wouldn't say under me, that serves along beside me.
Yes.
And what we do is I hold small groups. I
Hmm.
mean, I try to give back, because I don't want, people to go through life and be stuck and can't figure out a way to, get out. So what I do is I just do small groups, I do workshops, I do webinars. You can tune in and just, I want to pour into you, because
Hmm.
all my experiences that I've been through, I've been
Yeah.
stuck. We all get stuck, and
Yeah.
we can figure out how to go. We try to figure out which way to go. So I just really pour into people. I do free things all the time. So, because I don't want money to be a factor. because I
Right.
was, if Herbie did not pay for my food
Right.
and let me come for free, I would not be where I'm at today.
Right.
So I want people to always have an opportunity to, grow and learn and just,
Yeah.
be who God created them to be.
Yeah. So tell me on this question, I want to dig a little deeper and I want you don't have to name names, but
Okay.
tell us, like, is there one person that comes to mind? Like, you know what Herbie did for you. Is there one person you would say, I'm thinking of this person, maybe it's in your community, your church, maybe it's in, your coaching program that you would say, this is how I made that impact and why I believe they would say,
Mhm.
Susan's that valuable leader for me. Is there, do you have
Oh,
that story?
I have several.
I
I
know
have
you
several,
do.
and I'm trying to think which way to go. So, I mean, as far as weight loss, as far as helping people just step out of their comfort zone,
Yeah.
because, as long as you're comfortable, you're not growing. So you got
Right.
to step out. And when you're uncomfortable, that means you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're uncomfortable, you're growing.
Yes.
So, I'm the one that always just pulls people out and say, go speak, go talk, go do this. I'm always encouraging people to do that because
Yeah.
you want it so bad inside, but
Yeah.
you're so scared of what's going to be on the other side.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I have so many people. I mean, I had a gentleman that wanted to lose weight so bad he didn't know where to begin. So I started coaching him. He reached his goal. I had another, I'm a in direct sales. I'm a leader in direct sales. So I have over 600 on my team. So I pull women out all the time.
Yeah.
Just be who God created you. He planted that seed in you for you
Yeah.
to water every single day. But you
Mm.
got to be intentional on watering it every day
Yeah. Yeah.
so it will grow.
Okay. All right. So you've given us some feedback and some insight that there's been numerous people that have had these goals and they just needed someone to come along. And sometimes, you have to help people get out of their own way by
Yeah.
helping to remove some of the barriers. And that's what you're saying. It shouldn't be time should be a barrier or finances shouldn't be a barrier. Things, and personally, for those that know me, they know that my story is I came from the Bahamas.
Hmm.
And I came from a very poor family, Susan, and I had that vision that you talk about. I had the vision I wanted to go to college, and no one in the entire family had ever gone to college. In fact, we never had the money to do anything like that. And it was through the vision of wanting to go and taking the action with a plan that I had sponsors give me money, purely philanthropic, over $100,000, Susan, that
Awesome.
not only paid for undergrad but paid for graduate. And I wouldn't be here today without those people. In fact, my second book is dedicated to my main sponsor, Sir Jeffrey Johnstone, who has since passed away, but he knows that story. I've told it every time I get on stage. But you're
Right.
so right about having the vision for whatever it is you want and getting very crystal clear about that, and then you move forward with the plan. So beautifully said. Okay. Well, I'm getting to this big takeaway. Sometimes we talk and there is something that's on someone's heart and they're like, I wish someone had told me this years ago. Or, if I could tell anyone anything, this is what I would tell them. So my third question is around what is one big takeaway that you would want to give to our listeners today that can help them, Susan, find their own value and then live into that? What would that takeaway be?
Oh, Velma. Oh my goodness. Just get started. The most important thing is
Mm,
get started. We're stuck and we stay there year after year. I teach in my programs, and a matter of fact, I'm coming out with a journal, a 90-day journal where you can reflect over every day, reflect over every week,
right,
because you have to measure where you're going
right.
or you'll never get there. So
Hmm.
the most important thing, if you need a coach, whatever, I have a coach. I
Yes,
think all
I have a
coaches have
coach.
coaches. Yes, yes. I got two
Hmm.
because I have to stay unstuck, keep moving forward, but I have to measure where I'm at. So measure
Yeah,
every single day. Did I move closer to my goals, or did I move further away from my goals?
right.
You got to keep that Oh my goodness. And when my journal is going to have everything in there that you can just measure every detail about, are you getting closer? Are you moving further? Because a lot of times we have to eliminate some things.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
So
take it.
your big takeaway is to keep moving forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah, keep your eye on it.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Oh man, that's so true because what happens? We squirrel, we get distracted. I mean, we live in a world of constant distractions, right? Everybody's vying for your attention and
Mhm.
just advertisements and then just schedules. People want to own your time,
Mhm.
but you have to stay focused and keep moving. I love
Keep
that.
moving and get started.
Get
Get started.
started. Get
Yes.
started. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. So now listeners want to learn more about Susan. They may want to follow you, check
Mhm.
out your books, and and just stay close to what you're doing. And I always love to give them a chance to do that to learn more about the guests. So share with us a little bit about how someone can learn more about you and your services.
Absolutely. You can go to my website, susansullivan.net.
Okay.
Give me your email. I will connect you to my Facebook group so we can stay
Oh,
connected and we
yeah.
can, learn from each other.
Mm,
You'll learn more about my book when you go to susansullivan.net, but you
right.
can join some of my masterminds. You can join some of my, workshops that I do.
Okay.
So, yeah,
And
just
all of that is at susansullivan.net.
pretty much, yes,
Okay.
love it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Great. All right. I do want to take a moment because don't usually, dig deep into anybody's books, so forth. I'll ask a question or two, but your book,
Yes.
yeah,
You got
that
it.
this is
Yes.
Start with Vision. You
Yes.
don't have to be perfect to be amazing.
Hmm.
I want you to know, I love chapter 7.
Hmm. Yes.
I mean, I love all of it, but chapter 7 has really spoken to me, taking inventory. And I, I think that it's something, we all need to do all the time, but you make some very good points about the lessons that you have outlined in here. And I was going through them again, refreshing myself because it really spoke to me. And the lessons are mostly around failure.
Hmm.
And I love that you talk a lot about, life is more complicated than you think. But
Yes.
this whole thing about failure allows you to try again with
Hmm.
new information.
Yes.
Try again with new information. And I thought, there's just so many little nuggets in this book. And it helps you, keep your eye on in
Yes.
focus on what
Yes.
you want. So your whole message of start with vision, get started,
Hmm.
for what you want, I think is beautiful. And if we go to your website, we can learn more about the book,
Yes.
right? So
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
everyone else to get people started. I mean, that would be my heart, that if you took one thing away from the time with Susan today, is that whatever it is that you want in your life, to get started. I think that's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Susan, you are a gem. I
Thank you.
feel like time has flown by with us, and I just want to thank you so much for your heart and for your dedication to adding value to others.
Thank you. Thank you, Velma. And I want to thank you for what you do
Thanks, Susan. I
because
appreciate it.
you are helping so many people
Well, that's the
by
whole
just
idea is,
connecting.
yeah,
By just connecting.
it's just connecting others to give back and add value and to give all the credit to the good Lord.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. Every day.
yeah.
Every day.
So I knew that with your heart. So thank you again so much for being on your leadership chat.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for watching another episode of Your Leadership Chat. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button here and tap that bell icon so that you never miss another episode. I hope too that you'll give us a thumbs up on the video for a like. And then if you feel led, please share the video with those who need to see it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Your Leadership Chat. Bye for now.